Hello YouTubes, got a bit of a surprise midweek mail call. Now this is from Greg Dean. You may know Greg from his DCC steam locomotives that he sent me a couple of weeks ago. Greg has also sent me something else which you will see this coming Monday for Monday mail call. So we're a wee bit out of sync, but I'm absolutely dying to see what's in this package. So I have absolutely zero clue as to what is in here, which makes it so much more exciting. Still don't know. I like to keep it secret until we both know at the same time. So let's see. Oh, I can feel a letter first of all. I'm going to read the letter after because it kind of gives it away, right? So one large box, well, medium-sized box. Look, digital command control system. Oh my goodness, right. Oh wait. Right, so you know in the last video I was complaining about not being able to take advantage of all the different sounds on the sound decoder. Okay, so Prodigy Express, I haven't heard of this. 2 or 4 digit addressing. Program all CVs with ease. 14 to 28/128 speed steps, because I don't have any speed steps in the current controller I've got. It's a Bachmann Easy command. It works perfectly fine, but it is quite basic, and I do appreciate that was also sent to me from, wait for it, we'll get there. Tug Sanner. Thanks, Tug. Anyway, this is a wee bit different, so let's have a closer look. Right, where were we? Speed steps. Program on the main or the program track without affecting active locos, capable of 16 accessory functions, so it can handle multi-function sound system. This is amazing. So what's this then? Seems to be like the power hub, I guess, or where it sends all the different functions to. Power outlet or inlet, cable, and the controller. I think he said, I read this letter briefly. I think this is called a cab. Wow, Greg keeps all these things in really good condition. Take note, everyone. This is how you take care of your train stuff. And by everyone, I mean me. Take note. Instructions. Shall I will read? This is fantastic. Look at this. Like a proper model railroader now with this. I can walk about. Well, maybe not walk about, but I can go as far as that cable allows me. Okay, looks like I've got some reading to do. Oh look, it's got a wee turning knob thing. This is awesome. Okay, let's have a wee read at the letter. Hey Dave, found this DCC system under my layout. Just lying about apparently. It's the type I started out with. Don't know how it compares to Bachmann. Tested it, works fine. Actually found a number of these systems, well, part of a system. Keep it if you like, or pass it on. If you keep it, do some research on YouTube. Lots of technical stuff with DCC. I can run 200 foot of track with my system with no problem, but I actually use 2 systems, one for each loop. The handheld is called a cab. Took me a while to figure that out. Enjoy, Greg. And he's got a photo of his, a photo of where this was, which is there. Excellent. Right, let me read some instructions and then we'll get this plugged in, see how it compares. I have my new system now plugged in. Basically, I've just swapped the wires from the Bachmann over to this Now there is another 2 connectors in the back which are for the programming track, which I don't have at the moment. So I will need to make a programming track, otherwise I won't be able to, well, program my new trains. But thankfully the trains are already programmed with their own addresses. For example, this is number 1 because it's the first DCC train or loco I ever got. This is number 6. I can't remember why I called it 6. This is number 4. So they already know what they're called. So what I'll do is I will set up a camera here, and I'll set up another camera pointing at the controller so you can see what's happening when I press each button. Right, let me do that. So let's start with my CSX loco, which is number 1. We select loco 1 and enter. So loco 1 is selected. It's already at speed 1, so I must have had speed 1 the last time I ran this, because I did test it. So we can use this to control the speed, or we can use the enter button and the delete button. There's a little -1 and +1, and that'll increase the speed by 1 step. We've got speed step option here. You press that, it will change it to 14, 28 or 128 speed steps. So let's leave it on 128 speed steps, which means you've got the most increments of speed. Enter, just to set the 128 speed steps. Right. Now just to move off, I'm going to use the +1 button. So we should be able to get the smoothest creep and move off possible. -1 to slow it down again, because I forgot to switch the lights on. So all we do is press 0 and the light should come on. And I think if I press number 1, the light will dim, which it does, but you can't really see it from there. Right, let's continue. So +1 to get us moving. You can press it again to speed up a bit and keep pressing it, or we could turn this. And off he goes. Okay, so while he's on his way around the track, let's move on to the Delaware and Hudson. So Delaware and Hudson is loco number 2. So hit the logo button, hit number 2, hit enter. I think he's already set up to speed step 126 or 128, whatever it was. So let's put his lights on. His lights are on. Hit the +1 button to get him going. Now the Athearn blue boxes are, especially the PA ones, require quite a lot of power to get going. We'll probably get up to about 10 before he starts making a move. Oh, there he goes now. Also, he's pulling quite a lot of coaches. Give him a wee bit more power to get across all these points. Now, loco number 1 is actually on a hill, so he's slowed down a bit. So let's choose him again. Give him a bit more speed to get up the hill. Okay, next then will be loco number 4, which is my Via Rail. Now, this should be the best running loco I've got. It's a Walters Trainline, but when it was on the Bachmann, it jumped up because the speed steps were really quite severe, shall we say. So with, what are we on, 120 speed steps, it should be super smooth. So we're on number 4, let's put his lights on. Lights are on, let's go. So So you can see how smooth that's moving off. Press the button again. It's just so nice and gradual now with this system. Just keep pressing the button gradually and you'll start speeding up. I actually prefer using the buttons for this kind of manoeuvring rather than the big volume knob thing. Just get a wee bit more control. Okay, and that's how we use this thing, at least for selecting your loco, choosing the speed, switching the lights on. That's all these locos do. Or at least that's all they do for now, because they've only got very basic movement and lights decoders in them. So I think I would like to save up and get a sound decoder for my PA1. I think that would sound great. And well, I'd like sound decoders for everything, but they're quite expensive. But this gives me so much more control over the Bachmann system because the movement speed is way more controllable than the Bachmann, which is pretty much just speed 1, speed 2, speed 3. And also the other big thing about this controller is when you switch between locos, it remembers what speed it was doing. Whereas with the Bachmann, if you've got the speed all the way up on one loco and switch it to another one, it will jump from that low speed on the other loco right up to full speed. Don't get me wrong, the Bachmann system is great just to start out with and get you into DCC, but this is way better. And it's also making it really hard for me to install the new system that I was trying to install, the DCC EX++. Don't worry, I'll get there eventually. Remember, this is just a tester layout. Right, I'm going to play with my trains. Thank you very much again, Greg. This is just insane how generous you are. And I will make good use of this. I have to make another test track, a programming track, so that I can change all the numbers. For example, now I can program number 19 into the Delaware because it's got a big 19 on the side, engine number 19. Couldn't do that with the Bachmann. You've only got 1 to 0 or 1 to 10. And you can't really use 3 because most locos from factory decoders are set to number 3, so you can't really use number 3. So you've only got 9 options for loco addresses, whereas now I've got, well, how many digits? I've got 4 digits, so wow, that's a lot of different numbers I could use for addresses because I've got 4 spaces. You get the idea. Anyway, thanks for watching and thanks, Greg. I'll see you all soon. Oh, I need to speed up that loco.